Hey, look.
Hi everybody. We've got a very special guest here joining us.
Being mauled by an animal.
Cute, eh?
Okay, I'm on camera. Yes, okay, Sassy. Okay. Everybody, this is Sassy. Welcome to Tuma Game Reserve and welcome to our wild fireside chat tonight. Got the bush behind us, the elephant somewhere in the darkness. Yes, I'm talking now. This is Sassy. This is the mascot. This is the new child here. This is
Teddy's wannabe playmate.
Yeah. Oh, to see the
Who we were
two of them
about.
together.
Yeah.
But some of you might have heard us talking about Sassy, so this is Sassy. And she's just too gorgeous. And I wasn't supposed to even touch her. I wasn't supposed to get close to her. I wasn't. Look at her. The tail is whipping behind me here. It's like she knows she's on camera. Go to your mother. Yes, go to your mum.
Just mind the fire.
This time of night, Sassy's got to be on the leash because, gosh, Karuna's been around and...
Yeah, make a perfect snack.
Would.
Yeah.
Special fireside chat. The fireside chat tonight is really all because today is World Rhino Day.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm wearing something very special. As we actually did say, we were going to do some auctioning, so you have to dig deep into your pockets if you'd like to purchase a t-shirt that we're just about to show you. We actually were busy today. Seb was trying his hardest to try and get the video out to you, but it's just taken a little bit longer. So he promises it will be out tomorrow, that you can actually watch us making these t-shirts, but we can actually show you them.
Quite a saga.
Yeah, it was quite a saga. And Seb has actually decided that he's going to put his t-shirts in as well. So we have 8 t-shirts for you to bid on, and I think we need to do the honours. So I'm actually going to stand up so I can actually show you this
Tara's
one.
going to model each one of them, one at a time.
No. Just my favourite.
I did the chicken dance.
Yes, you did. So did I. But yeah, this is
You
one of the ones that I
doing
did.
it.
Yeah, I did. I do. I love dancing. I love the chicken
Yes.
dance especially.
Okay,
But yes. So
I'll show you one or two. I'm not modelling.
yes, you are. Okay.
Okay, here's another one.
So you can.
This one's red. We got to tell them too. What size is that one?
This is small. This is small. So that's why it's fitting me.
Yeah, and it says stop killing and really nice. Sure. Don't know who did that one. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so too.
This one is.
You're gonna say.
This is a Banksy kind of style.
Oh, this one was. I think this was a medium. Oh, this is a large.
This is a large. It's red, and what this has, it says stop at the bottom, and it's got silhouettes of rhino.
I actually like this one.
It is. It's kind of. It's very modernist. It's very.
It is. Sam's cringing behind the camera there.
No,
I actually liked it. I do admit.
I do.
So this was one of Seb's.
I don't know why Seb didn't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're not supposed to say whose it is.
Huh? No, we were.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, this is Seb's. This is. The back. Oh, the back.
Oh, the back. The back.
He's the only one that does something on the back.
Seb's
See, he was thinking outside the box. So yeah, you got to have the back
I'm still in the box. And yeah, a very, very important thing today is that the number 300 was reached, and we haven't even had that many days in the year, and that is sure.
I can't believe that. I cannot, and that's why we're actually doing this, is to try and raise money for a rhino cause. And so all the money that is raised, we're actually going to be purchasing or putting the money forward for the t-shirt. So every penny that's raised through this goes towards the rhinos. So if you would like to bid for one, as I say, this is another one. There's another one from Seb. You want that, Seb?
And this one's a grey.
Yeah, this one's a grey, and this is a small. See, I also like this one. This one coming up. Minimalist, again.
This is an extra large, I think. It's a grey. And it's rather simple.
That was yours.
Yeah,
I did. I like that. And there's a little tear.
There's a blood tear.
Yes.
Mm.
No, I like that a lot.
I do too. I might just bid on this one.
This one blew us away, actually, when we were doing this. I think both me and Seb looked at it and went, Oh, ours isn't as good as that.
No, this one's better.
But yes, this one's an extra large. So I actually really like the eye on this one. I think you got it spot on, hey?
Yeah.
Absolutely spot on. So that's another one of Mark's. And then if you want that one. So that was an XL.
How many have we shown so far?
All of them bar these two. Oh.
One or two others. This is actually a very nice one. This is almost like cave painting style. No, seriously, it's...
I don't know where I was going with that one, but yeah, yeah.
It has the silhouette of a rhino, and I think I know where you were going with this red.
Yeah.
That didn't get as red as the t-shirt.
No, it didn't.
You should have rather just cut out pieces of the t-shirt
done,
and stuck them on here.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it was just like Seb. It was trying. It was evolving in my head, and it didn't quite pan out. But yeah.
Okay.
And then.
Sorry, this was a what size?
Oh, that was a medium.
The smoke. It's killing me.
Yeah. And then this one was kind of a special one because we had a couple of spare ones. So the last one that we did, all three of us put our handprints on there. We've signed it, and the outline of the rhino there. And this one's a large. Oh. And then there was one last one that we salvaged.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's the nice one.
I'll tell you how you can bid on them. But this one, okay, I don't know if it's going to come out, but there's spray paint up here, which you'll see in the video, didn't quite work out as planned, and it's gone quite hard.
You know what? When the t-shirt bleaches, that part might stay dark.
Yeah. So it might come out. But yeah, we salvaged it, and we did a little bit of refurb. And the reason why we wanted to introduce Sassy, apart from Seb talking about her on drive, little Sassy put her paw print on there as well.
Paw print. Authentic Sassy paw print.
Definitely. Can't find that anywhere else.
Okay, Karula didn't cooperate. She had Impala to kill and have children to feed.
So yes, so if you would like to actually help us and raise money for the rhinos, let's say every penny that is raised through these 8 t-shirts that you can bid on will actually go to saving the rhinos. We'll send it to one of the rhino causes.
You know what I thought? I thought that the people that won the bids for the t-shirts could then put the names of their rhino cause to donate the money to.
We could look at that.
That we'll select one of those causes.
Yeah.
Out of those 8.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. So how do you go about bidding? So I'm sure everybody's on the edge of their seats, and I know there's been a few bids actually out on Drive as well, and I think Alex is also sending a few bids through my ears. You can start bidding on them. I'm going to be putting up each picture, and you can actually start bidding on that picture. So a bit like Who Dung It with the designs. We're going to do that on the Facebook. So it's going to be on the Juma webpage, and on the Juma Facebook webpage, I should add. I'm going to put each picture up and say who designed it and the size of it, so that you know exactly what size it is as well. And then you can start putting the bids underneath each t-shirt. And for those of you who are not on Facebook, you can still use questions@juma.com to put in your bids, and we will then go through those bids and just add them to the Facebook so everyone can see how it's going. And we'll just do it as a telephone bid. So I'll put it on as my profile and say, if you want to stay anonymous, just say you don't want your name mentioned, and I'll just put in the bid for you. And so everyone can actually monitor it. And then what we'll do during the drives is we'll also send out, so whoever's presenting will then say, okay, this t-shirt is this amount, this t-shirt is this amount, and that's how we're going to do it. Because obviously it's not fair for the people who aren't on Facebook. So that's the best that we can work it for the people who aren't on Facebook. For the picture-wise, I'll do a blog as well. So check out the Juma webpage for the blog, and you'll be able to see all the t-shirts, the pictures, and you can actually see them on there. And then, as I say, you can bid for them through questions@juma.com. So that's how you can go about it. The 8 lucky winners will then be contacted by the lodge for payment details. He's still busy there. Yeah,
but you know that when once they've dried and they actually look like they come out of a shop.
Yeah, they are.
You know, I mean,
that one especially. I think that one's probably the most professional.
I don't know what'll happen when you put them through the wash.
Yes.
But it's supposed to be t-shirt paint.
Yes. I'm hoping it's gonna last. But yes.
Yeah, otherwise you just get varnish and paint a few layers of varnish. No, not varnish.
Just frame it.
Spray. frame it.
So yes, if you'd like to help, then that's how you do it. And as I say, I'll release the blog, I'll release everything on Facebook after this, and you will be able to see us actually making the t-shirts as well.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was
we got quite into it actually.
Yeah.
We got quite serious about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Creative side just kind of came out.
And you're hearing a few cars coming in because we do have some guests
A Land Rover
this evening.
And
was it a Land
the
Rover?
The Beast came in earlier.
Yes.
2 cars that came in. One was the Beast, and one is now Sed's new Land. So guys, come in and join us.
Yes, please do come and join us.
Now that
I'll
everybody's
get
here.
rid of these.
Yeah. T-shirts. I want that one. That grey one.
But you have to bid for it.
I will bid for it. Tristan.
Hey, Mark.
How are you, Tristan?
Very well.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Very
And
well.
Ryan, welcome. Notice they tower above me, these guys. Tristan, come through this side. You can join that side. And
How's it
Sid,
going?
nice to meet you,
Nice to
dude.
meet you.
I mean, not meet you, but welcome. First
How's it,
time
guys?
Cedric's with us, and first time that
Welcome
Tristan is with us.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so here's the story. It's a fire, like we sit around the fire whenever we meet, which is fairly often, either on airstrips or at several houses. And we sit around and we talk about things, and that's pretty much what we're doing now. So here's, instead of talking to me, talk to that.
Is it loud enough tonight?
I think it
Yeah.
should be. Thanks, Ryan. Welcome to Fireside Chat. Welcome to our special sort of Fireside Chat.
Thank you.
And the reason why we're going to get together now, and it changes the mood somewhat, just a little bit, because we've been quite jocular. We've been having fun with the whole T-shirt thing, but we are going to get serious, because the whole purpose of meeting up this evening is to commemorate a particular, not commemorate, but to mark a particular day. And if we can do this every year, maybe somehow a movement will grow. But it's quite unusual that today, being World Rhino Day, we also hit a number that was astronomical in terms of rhino poaching. And I just want to talk to the guys, and maybe at the end, if we'll sort of maybe then talk about leopards and things. I'm sure a lot of you, I know a lot of you need some answers to things. But primarily, we want to talk about rhino. We want to talk about where we think we are, and how we think we're dealing with it, and how we think the government's dealing with it. We could have gone on the internet and can throw statistics at you with all sorts of numbers, but that doesn't really mean anything. It's what is in the heart. It is what we feel. These are the guys that work with us out here in the Sabi Sand. They are guides from the neighboring camps that do this because it is their passion. And because of that, I know that what will come out in conversation is what's in the heart, and that's where it really counts, because we know that what we feel about animals and what we feel about nature, a lot of you out there, our viewers, feel the same thing. So,
And just on that, I hope you guys are okay if we take some questions from the audience as well. Yeah. So if you'd like to ask these guys any questions, then also questions@juma.com if you'd like to ask anything this evening.
yeah, we always say that, and then we end up at the end
Yeah.
talking too much. So that's how it goes. If we stop talking, we'll take questions. But really, I mean, to have had such a milestone hit, and it's been getting worse every year.
You guys know about the 300, eh?
Yeah.
I can't believe it, eh?
It's
I
terrible.
really cannot believe it. And that the biggest problem is people are buying it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. And I mean, we heard about the Sabi Sands, and we heard that they've actually they caught some people last night. Do you guys know the full story about that? No. Yeah, we just heard on the radio actually. I think it was Andy Parks, and he actually said that they caught people last night in the village. So it's right on our doorstep. There is the security going on. What do you guys know? Sort of what is going on with the security side of things? Are you? Because I know we have been asked to do fence patrols and things like that. And are you also going to be involved in that? Because I know I've heard about cheetah plains and Coro.
Yeah, I think there's not too much we can give away. Obviously, we can't tell everybody what we're doing and what the security is doing, because that's
Obviously, yeah,
that's
true.
just pointless. But yeah, we're all helping as much as we can. We're trying to do our bit. it's difficult.
But I've always maintained that the very fact that we do game drives every day, the very fact that we're out there and our trackers know, both us and our trackers know each other, not to the point of knowing every vehicle's tracks, but sometimes you see tracks and sometimes you question them. But also just the mere fact that there's so many tracks out there every day, the evidence of cars driving on over a frequent period of time, and the fact that everybody's in radio contact, the fact that everybody is armed, surely that in itself is a deterrent, because if anybody's coming in from the outside, they're people that have some knowledge of what goes on in the Sabi sand.
I mean, they must sort of know how things run, unfortunately, and so on. But I mean, the way these guys are doing things, it's not easy.
No, I don't doubt that. I
Always
mean,
like they're pretty much almost like one step ahead. So every time we have to try and security-wise, try and see what else we can, bet ourselves in. And
Okay,
so
but
slowly
then
but surely we kind of just, how can I say, narrowing down certain ways on, the way the poachers will be thinking and trying to see what we can do in security-wise. But
preempt
as I say,
that.
you can't really.
These guys are well equipped. They're not.
They
they're
are.
not-
They've got
they're
finances
well-housed people,
behind
they've
them
got
now.
financial backing,
They've got
so
huge financial backing.
You don't mind me
becomes-
if I say, like with Africam, for instance, because I'm at Nkoro now.
Yeah.
It is a big problem. A lot of viewers don't as well understand why we can't shine, or why we can't actually pan the camera on the rhinos anymore, because they're sitting with internet themselves, and
Yeah.
it could happen like that where they kind of put
Well, it's the same reason why we've stopped showing Rhino on the cameras here too. And
Sorry, has anybody got a cell phone? It's interfering with the mic. We actually forgot to warn everybody about that.
Sorry.
And we just need to just speak up a little bit more as well if we can.
okay. I wonder if we should take the foam off, or if we just pass it around.
No, I think it's fine, yeah.
Sorry, I heard it from here. I heard it in FC from here when I touched the microphone. That must have blown people's ears. I'm sorry. You still got hearing and you can still hear me after that, because you might have had earphones on. Sure. Okay. Anyways, no, I hear you said same reason why we've stopped showing Rhino here. And I think as much as we might sort of get complacent about thinking that because we drive around with rifles and we're driving around all the time, we're not going to encounter them, because I think it's getting closer and closer to the doorstep.
Yeah, I think so. Especially with this army being deployed in Kruger now, they're going to start pushing further away from.
Yeah,
from the
exactly.
Kruger
That's a
area,
good
and
point.
The next places to hit
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the Sabi Sand.
They are, I believe, they are being somewhat effective in Kruger
Yeah,
in terms of
so,
bringing
they've
numbers
been
down, but it's there. I mean, for me, the biggest thing for me is that Rhino exists in the Sabi Sand because of what the breeding programs that happened in the 1950s and early 60s in Umfolozi, Shishlui, and Rhino were brought back to the Sabi Sand. It was when it was self-contained, and by the mid-80s there were enough Rhino in the Sabi Sand from their protection that we could translocate out of the Sabi Sand. Apart from that, I mean, once the fences came down, it became different. But I think the point I'm trying to get at is that for so many decades, not only private reserves, but national parks, and especially the Natal Parks Board, were the forefront of rhino conservation. The rhinos exist today because of Natal Parks Board.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, just a question coming in from Peggy. She wants to know how the poachers, how they're dealt with, basically, when poachers are caught.
Well, it depends on which poachers. I mean, you've got your, you've got pretty much, it's run by syndicates and all that, and you've got your foot soldiers, people that's at the
With
bottom.
tiers.
So there is, of course, there's different sides to it. But I know recently that they actually had guys in Elspruit from Mansulu that was caught, and it was in a matter of days where they got. Where they were released back onto the streets again. I think they're not dealing. I think our policy, our law, is not harsh enough on that at the moment. I think that the guys are getting away with a lot of murder.
Yeah, because of that syndicate that
literally.
kept they just keep pushing the
Well,
trial back, don't they?
But I think that just comes to the whole crux of the matter. That comes down to the whole thing is that the foot soldiers, the guys that
We punish.
Turning. You can have it. I've just had it.
Yeah.
Said,
I'm loving it.
smoke's yours for now. Oh, by the way, my Land Rover was also joining us for stuff, but she's not talking at the moment. The crux of the matter is that why don't they aim for the middleman to the higher uppers? I mean, it's all very well that they're getting horn out of the Kruger, out of maybe some of the private reserves and things. It's all very well that there are these conduits that they can get them out, but how are the governments letting them out of the country?
I think that's the biggest thing. I think the hardest part about this is that as the tier goes up, the less involvement the guy actually has with the horn.
Yeah.
And the harder it becomes to prove that he is involved in that. So, a cell phone call to a middleman who goes to another middleman who goes to the foot soldier, at the end of the day is very difficult to track and to actually prove that you've made.
Most of those
that
guys
connection.
aren't even in the country.
Yeah, exactly. They're
Yeah,
not even,
yeah, but then it comes down to it's not that important an issue for governments to have to bow down to pressure to tighten up their border controls and their smuggling laws.
And the problem is the money that these people are making.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly,
I heard,
exactly.
what is it, $25,000 to $40,000 for a kilo of rhino horn?
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's what drives it. It's demand and
That's definitely the problem, is the demand, I think. But yeah,
and it's the lengths now. It's because they're reverting to all sorts of. I'm looking down now because now smoke's back at me. But all the measures, all the means that they're resorting to even get rhino now. I mean, it's they snares and things were sort of the lowest, but now poisoning water holes.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, that's
a
new. That's a new
recent
one.
Poison water.
So it's got to do with, I think, a large extent, the world population, people in the world, and perhaps through having a Rhino Day, through having discussions, through having people speaking out, that more and more people can put pressure on. I don't even know who. I don't even know where. It's not.
I think it's got to really be the governments to actually start
It's
putting
just
in
awareness.
strict
that's the
laws and
thing.
awareness and
90% of the guests we drive, I don't know about you guys, but they have no idea that this was even going on. They come out from wherever they come out from, and there's no awareness that there's a problem with rhinos.
Fully agree.
And there needs to be somehow we need to create a global awareness that there's more pressure on governments to be protecting this.
But you also might find, Tristan, those same people will support donkey rehabilitation from the country that they come from.
Oh, fair enough.
Because it's on their doorstep and it's something that they can relate to. And it's very hard to get, especially the Western world, to understand that the how critical it is, but also how irrational it is to have this demand in rhino horn. Because surely there's got to be enough that the Western world can bear on the Far East where it's driven.
I mean, what do you guys think? Because there's obviously a lot of solutions that people have come up with, and a few of them I've heard is either cutting the rhino horn off and replacing it with something synthetic, or injecting something into the rhino horn. I mean,
Well, they started dehorning rhinos, as you say, but the poachers were shooting them out of spite. So
They were doing that, and
It's a
also
waste
they
of
were
their time.
It's a
wasting their time. And there were projects in Zimbabwe and that did that. They're also starting now. Perhaps one of the most giant or one of the largest leaps is taking DNA,
yeah,
so
I've
that they
heard
can.
about
So
that.
getting DNA, and they've actually notching rhino's ears in large numbers, and taking DNA so that they can trace the horn back to a specific area, and that's where they can nail people sort of along the
The
way.
problem is, though, the animal still ends up dead. So
Yeah.
you're still
Yes,
ending up with the
it-
numbers
it-
that are dying.
it-
That's the problem.
It's
So
it's
gonna
not
take-
cutting it off its
yeah.
source.
I mean, the poisoning of rhino horn, to get to that as well, as far as I've heard, is a large percentage ends up in Yemen. And it's not even used as for consumption. It's
No, it's
used as
dagger handles.
yeah, as a rite of
It's a-
passage. So,
That was the majority for a long time of rhino horn was
so
going.
poisoning that
to
is
the
not
Middle
going to
East.
hurt anybody. So,
No.
And again, the same thing is that the animal still dies at the end of the day.
Also,
not-
removing the horn as well. I don't know about you guys, what you think, but I mean, if you take two males, for instance, territorial males, kind of fighting over a territory,
One's
the other
horned
day
and
now
one's
on
not.
the airstrip, I mean, you take the horn away. It's like taking a sword away
Yeah,
from a man that's going into
definitely.
a sword fight. You know what I mean?
And then you get one male that's still got his horn fighting with a male who's had his horn removed.
So he's going to have a disadvantage.
Yeah, and his gene pool might be stronger. Might be if he had a horn, he would be able to defeat the other boy. Oh, there are a lot of ethical things about that. I mean, for me, it's just the thought of removing a rhino's horn is so out there. But the saddest thing is that there's now even thought of farming rhino, being able to have rhino in farms that they can just
flood the market.
Yeah, well, they'll never flood the market.
But that I think that's the idea behind it.
Harvest rhino horn.
Yeah,
harvest rhino horn.
Effectively do that. So the number of rhinos you're going to have, and carving interval is not quick. It's not like calves.
But horn growth is not.
And
I mean,
horn growth is slow. So how do you have enough animals to even?
It's like having a pear farm. A farm covered in pear groves that only give you fruit once every 10 years.
Exactly. And I mean, how are you ever going to survive? You're not.
I don't understand. Well, one of the shocking things that I've learned, and finally I learned this a long time ago, quite some time ago, was that there is actually a research facility in China, and they had imported about 150 rhino from Africa, South Africa, and it's not open to the public. It's a secret facility. It's supposedly a research facility, and they keep rhino in pens, concrete pens, like say a pig farm or and that is what they plan to do. Is they plan to harvest. They plan to breed them and harvest them horn, and it's a government facility. They can, like De Beers, control the diamonds. They can control the release of rhino horn. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I mean,
then you're giving a value to that horn, and that's just going to increase the pressure. Again, is that, if you can get it legally, black markets and illegal product is going to end up in there as well. So
it's going to push up the price of the black market as soon as there's legal. But I don't believe there's ever enough rhino horn, even in stockpiles, to flood the market.
No.
It'll make a dent in the market for a short period of time, but given a couple of months down the line, it's going to be right back there.
And then it's also saying, it's right.
Yes, it's condoning it.
Yeah, and they've actually proven a lot of it that, there is a lot better medicines out there that are synthetic. And one thing it's not used for, a lot of people think it's used for aphrodisiac purposes, and it's not. It's actually medical, and so, as well as the dagger handles.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if you go into a witch, for what we would call a witch doctor. I've been into Zulu Muti man's shop, and it's just a cornucopia of skins and skulls and bones and herbs and spices, and if you want a particular thing for an ailment, you'll open up a piece of newspaper and you'll put a sprinkle of this and a sprinkle of that, and it's very similar in Chinese medicine, I imagine. That he'll open up a sheet and he'll say, okay, you need a little bit of this and you need one sprinkle of that. And that is the medicine person. The value that obviously it doesn't have that much or any value to just add a sprinkling of rhino horn. It's just the psychosomatic knowledge of it. That's the...
Do you know what really shocked me? Elle Macpherson. She actually used cream with rhino horn in it, knowing full well that there was rhino horn.
Oh no, but she said she didn't know.
No, I'm not so sure. Well, no, she said she didn't know the rhinos were endangered. That was what she said.
Yeah, so
but she knew. So if it's actually getting out to people like a supermodel, then definitely raising awareness is the biggest key, I think. Definitely.
I think so. I think there's got to be something done about it, and the more people that know, the more pressure there is going to be on people to do something.
Have you guys seen the guys that are sending hair and fingernail to the embassies? Have you seen that video? No. We put it onto, or Sebastian put it onto the websites, and they actually went around, some guys in South Africa, they went around people collecting hair, collecting fingernails, they're posting it to the embassies out there. Yeah. Saying, you want keratin? Here's keratin.
Okay.
Because that's at the end of the day, that's all rhino horn is hair, fingernail.
Yeah.
So quite a radical one, but hey, maybe it'll work.
It's going to take radical things to...
It is going to take radical things. The tide is not even turning yet. The fact that the police and the military are patrolling in Kruger has made a dent in things. That is helping. But it's creating a complete opposite effect in that, as Tristan says, it's pushing poachers into areas where they haven't been before. because then perhaps there's no military and police presence there.
Are we able maybe to just squidge around a little bit? Because I think you guys are really battling there with the smoke.
We are.
Try and see if we can squidge around.
The wind was
Okay,
different.
cover your ears, everybody. Cover your ears.
Okay.
Do you want me to go and sit on the end there, Sid?
No, I'm fine like that. It's right.
Okay.
Just out of it.
It's because it rained today. The wood's wet and there's
Yes,
smoke.
that's also true.
That is true. Yeah. That's the excuse.
So when your guests do come to the lodge, I mean, obviously you guys fill them in. Are they quite shocked about hearing about it, and do they seem to be quite happy to try and spread the word, or is it not something that really gets discussed much?
Well, it doesn't get discussed often, I don't think.
No.
I mean, it's not so. Previously we weren't trying to expose the fact that rhinos are being poached left, right, and centre. We're just trying to keep it all down. But obviously now it's gotten to the point where it needs to be exposed, but not that many people will blatantly ask you.
Oh, very low.
Sorry, I lost where I was.
Yeah.
People don't just generally shout out, what's happening with rhinos.
Yeah.
You've almost got to bring them into it, and you run the risk of sounding like there's no safe place for them, and that's, people then think, well, you're not doing anything about it, and they start getting cross with you as to why you're allowing this. And
that's true.
At the end of the day, it's not that we're allowing it; it's just we don't have much defense against this. It's a new trend that's happening, and as we said earlier, these guys are so well equipped that we're almost playing catch up with them now to try to figure out ways to stop this whole thing from happening.
That's a good point. It's a very good point. That as much as we can do, and as much as we might be driving around armed and be vigilant, we have no defense. I think the numbers speak for itself. The numbers, even the government can't deal with the numbers. But I think it still comes back to the whole thing. How, at what level, or where must we get to for something to change so drastically that this stops?
Well, I think it's happening now. I mean, I've just heard, I've missed who it was, but apparently it's over 300 now. It's like 311
Yeah,
to date.
311 was what I heard this morning.
311 to date.
But I think a good thing is, a big thing as well, is to make example of certain people. I mean, get the poachers or get the actually make examples of them. Don't really make examples of them and actually put it in the newspapers, put it on the news, put it out there, and actually make sure that the people out there know what's going to actually happen if whoever wants to go and poach and go further with that situation. This is the consequences. This is what's going to happen. And I think that's why the guys are so at ease with it. I think that's why they come in, they haven't got a sock, because they know for them, if something does go wrong, they're going to get away with it easy. Back, give it a week, give it 2 weeks, they'll be out there again. It's not a problem, because there's a lot of money being dealt there. So they're going to have the money to put down for bail and that. I think, they need to rather kind of make examples of people, and the law needs to change.
But then I think also the court process, the whole legal process from start to finish needs to be so transparent that it can be audited and it can be seen to be that the rule of law was followed, because I think far too often the financial incentive sometimes tends to bend the law a little bit.
Oh, yes.
I don't know where we do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't know where to start doing that. All I can think of is that I would say that in the last week or so we've gotten up to this point, and I'm hoping that we're going to start coming downwards. But we're at the peak now of probably at the worst that people can be with regards to respecting nature, respecting the fact that a rhino is such an incredible animal, and that it is such an ancient creature that has withstood, well, just that the rhino is what it is, and to be slaughtering them the way we...
That's the thing, though. I mean, on these drives, we've seen these bulls actually coming together and actually seeing things that people wouldn't have necessarily thought rhinos could do. I mean, having this interaction, and I think there's a lot more to them than meets the eye. And I think a lot of people because they look prehistoric, and because they look formidable with the horn, they actually think that
We've
it's
been
a rhino.
popularizing them basically.
I think that definitely needs to happen.
I think so too. We need to personalize
like
them,
yeah.
like Karula, and we
Yeah.
have to a large extent. We've got Shorthorn. Actually, we can talk about that because there's the group of. No, actually, we can't talk
So,
about
do
that.
you want to come and sit here?
No, I'm
Yeah,
fine. Yeah,
you
no,
wanna
I'm
sit
fine.
here?
Now and again it comes through.
It's fine. Come on.
All right.
Tor.
Yeah.
Good one. Okay,
Thanks, Mike.
come
for the
closer.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm not touching that thing.
There you go.
No, you speak the
It's
softest, and now
following now. I've done all I can, said. I'm sorry.
you speak the softest, and you the furthest away now.
No, I speak loud, eh?
Okay.
Compared to these guys. So yeah, I think to be honest, I think you guys, if you can just raise awareness out there, speak to everybody that you speak to on a daily basis, I think just raising awareness is going to be a big key. There's petitions out there. If you want to do the whole sending your hair and nails, there is that video out there. But yeah, I think for me, I think that raising awareness, putting pressure on the government, and just really getting the word out there, I think, hopefully, because I mean that's exactly what happened with the elephants and the ivory trade, and now the elephants are doing pretty well now.
Well, they are. They're still poached in other countries, but yeah, somehow we.
Yeah. And they're a much more charismatic animal than what people give them credit for. I love them. I've got a very soft spot for them. So.
The rhino.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very big soft spot for them.
Especially some of the characters that we've seen here, and they do have this
Definitely.
affinity for us.
Yeah, we
With
met
us.
the skewhorn male the other day.
Interesting, isn't it?
I did. I met him the other day, and he wasn't too bad, but he did give me a funny look.
But the long skewhorn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
curves to the.
Yeah.
But
To the
he's
right.
been with those five.
Yeah, he has.
On
He's getting
occasion,
better though.
Yeah.
He's trailing.
His little floppy ear. Used to,
Yeah, that
used to
little
play with him
floppy
quite
ear.
a lot.
That's it.
Yeah.
He's trailing a young male and female that you guys occasionally saw as well up towards Cheetah Cut Line.
Yes, but
Yes.
he's a big male and she's a small female.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And
that's
she's got a sway to her hips.
yeah.
Yeah.
all the time now. It's amazing.
She what?
If you find him, you'll find him behind somewhere.
Oh,
Really?
Be close, but he's
Yeah, he's-
he's always there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite interesting.
So yes, we have personalized these rhino. They are characters as much as Karula's a character. And I suppose we can talk briefly about things because I'm sure there are a few questions about leopards
Yes.
and
definitely.
maybe dogs, maybe lion.
Yeah.
Just divert and speak about some of the other children around here. But yes, just on the rhino note, I don't know. I'm just so disappointed in human beings that we have to dedicate a day to rhino because they're being killed on such a large scale. This happened. I thought we learnt our lesson. I thought this happened back in the 30s, 40s.
I mean,
thought-
the numbers were rising, and then
Yeah.
it's just this last 3 years, it's just.
I thought with the computer world and the internet that we have now compared to what we had then, I thought it was over with. But obviously I'm wrong, and as I say, I'm very disappointed in the human world.
But I think the main thing for me was just to make sure that everybody out there knows that Sabi Sands are doing what they can to stop the rhinos from disappearing here.
Very much so.
Definitely.
Very much so. And we're not going to tell you this the
Sorry.
details, but fortunately very good anti-poaching patrol and very good concern for the rhinos.
But yes, there is a question that I think everyone is really to ask about the leopards, Tristan.
Which one?
Really, you
Which
were
one?
talking about. You said that you actually went in on foot to see.
No, Tima and Cubs. is
Yes,
what we are.
and Tima and the Cubs.
Yeah, that's the one.
If you
Ryan
can
was there
help
as
us
well.
out with
Oh,
that
Ryan
one,
was
because
there.
obviously Bush Whispers and all that. So we would like to know, because there's a few people out there that don't know. Oh, we're having something funny happening. Okay. The mic's doing something funny. better?
Why is it so bad? Because the decibel level's too high there. I can hear
Say that
myself
again,
talking and
No, we don't have any rain out here, Alex. Nothing. Okay. Well, hopefully he's saying he doesn't know. It sounds like raindrops on it.
that's picking up crackling from the fire.
I don't know. He's saying buzzing now.
See, I can talk
A
to
loud
myself. I
buzz
can
now.
say, "Hello, Mark." And then I hear it.
Okay, yeah, I think we're just going to have to carry on, unfortunately.
Yes, I know. We should probably start winding it up. So yeah, I think everybody wanted to know about that.
Yeah, basically what happened was Ryan, myself, and another ranger who, between us, were following tracks for Mafufanyan and Intima and the Cubs. And eventually those tracks came together at some point, and obviously Mafufanyan was trailing behind the three of them. And the tracks went into a drainage line, and the guys came from both sides. And what we saw is a male, which was Mafufanyan, on top of a termite mound, and we saw her go in. And so we went to go fetch vehicles. By the time the vehicles were there, we still thought that there was cubs, and it was only a one vehicle sighting. So Ryan was the first one in, and all he could see was that he could smell that there was a kill there, and there was a very old, well, not an old, but a finished bushbuck. And Mafufanyan was on the top of the termite mound, and Timo was kind of tucked in under the worry bush. And essentially, we sat there for a bit, and then Ryan saw Mafufanyan come down, and Timo picked up what looked like one of the cubs in the mouth that was already dead and was eating it. And then, Mafufanyan walked and grabbed the other one, and it was already dead, and we started eating that one.
How big were they?
13
That's
weeks.
18 weeks old, yeah.
Little.
Yeah, it was tiny. I mean, the photos I put up on Facebook on the Chicklets pages, that was about 5 days ago, before the day got killed, so it wasn't long.
So was there any possibility that the cubs could have actually died and he just happened to come onto the scene?
The tracks
were on
fresh,
top of
fresh,
our
fresh.
tracks.
They were on top of our vehicle tracks for the morning.
Those leopard cubs were dead for an hour.
You could still see the blood was still on the grass in drops. It hadn't even dried yet on the grass when we got there.
Because I was actually reading a comment from your lodge page, and you said that you're not sure who the father is. It could be Mafufanyan from Interaction, or it could be Nsongwena.
She mated with both males.
She actually mated with both.
She mated with both, and we thought Mafufanyan was the male that fathered them just because of the interaction that had happened previously. There had been times where he had been very close to the cubs. In fact, there was even a sighting where he was in the same tree as one of the cubs.
Sure.
And so there was hyenas there as well, which could have made that situation happen. But there was lots of times where he was very close by, and there was a situation when we had Msokwen and Mafufanyan together, and it was almost like he led Msokwen away from the den site. And they had a bit of a fight and a scrap. I don't know. It's a difficult one to explain. We've been talking about it amongst us, and we don't know who's fathered them and why Mafufanyan was killed. And maybe the presence of food there.
Well, the strange thing we did notice while tracking them was the way that he was salivating while tracking the female with the cubs. He was constantly salivating. You could see the dripping in the tracks, so we're not sure why.
What about rabies?
I think it was more terror.
He's
Obviously the leopards.
He's not limping anymore, is he?
No, he's fine.
He's fine.
Unless he has been known obviously to kill his own cubs, his own male cubs.
Yeah.
He has been known to do that before.
But what
But
age
has
he done that though? What age?
He's pulled them out of den sites.
Oh, is it?
Safari,
Safari, he also did it to Saseka. Salahesh's brother was killed by Mafufanyan. So yeah, quite a few.
Well, as much as we've spoken about how the leopard behavior is changing in terms of seeing families together on kills, there is the cause of that is very similar to the cause of what you're talking about. There's just a bottleneck of leopards here, and it's just bound to happen. The leopards here cannot breed unaffected by infanticide, unaffected by other leopards killing them, or unaffected by the concept of them getting to the point where they're going to have cubs killed by others.
I think
There's
that's
some-
where Karula does so well, is that she's in an area where there's pretty much one dominant male. I mean, Karula comes every now and then, but
Yeah.
it's pretty much Jordan or Rhino.
Yeah.
He's
And-
the only one really around her, whereas where Tima is at the moment,
Yeah.
she's got such pressure from Imsakren and Mufufin, and they're both pushing each other all the time.
And Jordan.
And Jordan comes
And
in there,
Mvula.
and Mvula's not far
Oh
off as
wow,
well.
so she's got
So
the
she's
four
got
males.
four
four
males.
big male leopards that are all
Yeah.
pushing each other at the moment.
So it's like the kids are doomed.
Yeah,
No, it is,
exactly.
yeah.
And the fact that she's almost in the heart of the Majinga ones and the sticks.
Well, that's another thing that I was going to say about Karula, is that she's not. She's right on the fringes of the lion, and that also gives her so much more security. The only thing she's had to deal with is these hyenas.
She's got a hyena den to
Yeah.
deal with.
But you
Yeah,
know
but
what?
they like.
Floppy Ear was actually sleeping a few meters away from Shavenzi the other day. She was, she was almost like
Several
she was
times.
babysitting. No. She was. This was the other day. There was no kill. Karula had obviously left them, and she was literally she was lying down. She could see where Shavenzi was. And she was just lying there.
I'm just waiting for Karula to come back, take them to a kill, so that
She could follow as well.
follow.
There is definitely a situation with there's certain places with too many males. When you look for instance, Shadow. I think
Yeah.
Shadow had a lot, how many young males? He had white class young male there. Had
Yoshi,
Nani and
Tyson and
Tyson
Jordan to
and
deal
Mafufini and Jordan.
Oh,
Even
Sure.
Duna was seen once or twice at that as well at that time.
Even Mishu
Yeah.
was at one stage.
And then Tandi, for instance, Tandi's got no one except Mvula that side, and she's doing well. She's got still a cub, 10 months old, 10 months old now. So so it just actually shows what if it's really, it's just by the luck of the territory for those females.
Just to give you an idea of how bad and Tima's luck has been, her last surviving cub is Kwatile, who is now 4.5.
Yeah.
She
Sure.
has lost 8 litters.
Sure.
Since.
sure.
We've seen 8 litters come and
She
go.
lost in February.
She lost in February. She lost.
How long have the periods been between litters? When she loses this,
Some litters have lasted like 5 months, and some litters have lasted where we've seen the tracks of the cubs and never even actually seen the cubs.
Wow. Okay, but have you been able to sort of estimate that when she loses her cubs, how long
Until the
after she
next-
comes into estrus?
It's varied.
This last time was about a month when she
Yeah.
was in estrus again. I mean, she mated very quickly after we saw, because we saw with those wounds, remember, she had all those wounds on her, and there are no cubs anymore, no tracks of them, so we assumed that was when she lost them. And she mated, maybe
Quickly.
a month after that.
Yeah.
She was mating with Mufufin already, and then a few weeks later with Super. So it's a short period, it's not long at all.
Yeah, that's quite incredible actually.
I can only imagine that somebody might ask, well then why, if a leopard's under so much pressure, why doesn't she move? And obvious answer there is just to say, well,
There's nowhere
she's
to move
boarded,
to.
there's nowhere to move to.
She's got
she's-
a hot spot.
Yeah, she's
nice
bordering
area
on
as well.
territories of so many other females as well as the males.
Well, I mean, as far as our females go, she's by far the largest. She's a big girl, and she's got, with the exception of the males coming in and going, she is an awesome territory. As far as a leopard we go, I don't think she could ask for much more.
Yeah.
She's got a nice, and she's got the whole little whitey through.
All the way.
Just can't keep the children away from the big boys.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
problem.
just the boys
Yeah.
that keep killing her cubs.
Where'd the dogs get to today?
Mala Mala.
Oh, really?
We
See,
saw
that far.
We saw them with a bushbuck kill this morning. It was awesome. They actually ran through a herd of impala and didn't touch the impala. The impala looks almost starstruck. They were stunned. They just stood there and didn't know what was going on.
They had a busy morning. They chased those wildebeest on the
yeah,
airstrip as well for a good 20 minutes. That was quite interesting to watch how the wildebeest actually
Ah,
got together, and the male, the bull, actually defended those young wildebeest, the yearlings.
No
And
way.
he chased the dogs all around, and the pups completely left, and it was these 6 adults, and it was so interesting to watch how the pups moved away completely, and the adults tried, and one would run in, and the bull would chase, and then the others would try coming from the sides,
Sure.
trying to grab these,
Oh, wow.
these yearlings, and they didn't get anything, but it was so interesting to watch, especially in an open area like an airstrip where you've got the space to be able to watch.
Definitely.
glad you brought that up. Do you know more or less the composition of that herd?
That's the one with the collar, the 3
The herd of the pack.
3 females and the male.
Oh, okay. We've
Like,
seen a collared wildebeest on see the cut line once.
Must be that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be the same one.
Yeah.
But I the one wondering where our herd is, and the one
With the
chevron on the nose, like
How many is in that herd? The herd it's here on
that's
quarantine.
quarantine. But they're gone now, and I don't even know if it's the same male because we had another male that came in, and one male left, and now there's one male. And the male that we used to have has a scar on his rump, and I still have to see this one. He always has his left flank to me. I can't see his right flank to see if he's got that scar. But there's one wildebeest in that herd, that female, and her child has now got it as well. It's got a white chevron on the nose, like the Salu wildebeest. What are they called?
Not the white bird.
No, they're the same. They're brindled gnu, but they're a different sort of subspecies, like even just a different race. But they went up to Sydney's dam, and they're probably up
They
on
never
levels
came
of.
back.
No, they haven't yet. They will though. They'll probably
I
come
hope
back.
so.
They probably all got smashed by the timbers.
I
That's
wanted
true.
to ask about the lions because you guys said something about the Unkahumas. Where did they have a
Hey,
clash?
they for the first time
males.
yesterday they saw the two brothers together.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday
So they
morning.
had,
Yeah, for the first time in about 2 weeks they saw the two brothers together.
sure.
Okay.
But where did they have a clash? Which lions? It was on Robson's,
Where-
wasn't it?
Yeah, we saw the guys saw the Majingis, the Majingi or
Was the other males with that buff kill?
Yeah.
That's when when the new males came.
Oh, on the damn
they
wall.
saw- They saw that Majingi with the left back patch chasing the two Kuruma males. I'm just trying to think what the Mala Mala was called, the Majingi lions, the Manyaleti lions. So yeah, but they look okay. They both
Oh,
look
that's
fine. Apparently, the one obviously still badly limping. But we saw him chase the talalas the other day and those hyenas with that waterbuck kill, which was.
That's the thing for me. I mean, he looks sprightly. If you actually look at him just from the chest up, you don't see anything wrong with him. I mean, he looks.
He's not in bad condition.
No, it's just his back end.
He wasn't looking so good the other day. He
Oh,
was looking
really?
very sick. But I think obviously with his injuries, he's not capable of killing buffalo like he is with his brother, because the two of them are pretty good.
I think he relies a lot on his foot.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so.
We
'Cause I
don't
think
get
they
to
actually
see
did bring
that
down a buffalo
stuff.
here, and I was following them that night,
Oh,
and
that was
then
on-
the morning. Yeah, it was on Weaver's Nest.
Nest. Yeah.
And I was trying to work out. I was like, how on earth did he kill? I thought no ways, but obviously they
Oh,
did.
that one. I missed that one. I was on leave on that one.
Oh, yeah, we had the sticks and the Unkahuma males feeding off that.
Now, speaking of sticks, I believe they're not doing too good.
Oh, they saw the three this afternoon, or this morning, late this morning,
Yeah.
after I'd closed down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the little guy was still looking bashed up and beaten up, but they apparently did see the other three, so all four of
All
the
four.
cubs are accounted for.
It's probably those other three that just decided to run somewhere and take
Yeah,
cover
I think
somewhere.
they stayed in that
What do you
dog
think happened?
dog system.
Because I mean, the Solanas were in the area. We had tracks for the KNP females with their cubs. We had the sticks of females, and then the Jingolans weren't far away either.
I don't know. I mean, the guys, the Mala Mala guys said that they killed that impala last night and they fought quite viciously over the carcass.
Oh,
I mean,
they're hungry and it's only
The
an
wounds,
impala.
the wounds on the lionesses I can understand because it was mainly scratches and bite marks to the back of the neck and to back of legs. But the cub, shame, he had a huge gash down the side of his jaw. His flank was opened. He had a bite on his back and on his stomach as well. And then, as I said, we didn't see the other three at all. So, but yeah, apparently they saw them, and apparently they're okay. We haven't seen the two little ones. The old lioness, we call her Gogi.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her two little ones for about a week and a half now, but she, as far as we know, her two
Okay.
are still alive.
The only sticks that we've seen of late has really been her and the one young female.
Yeah.
That was the sister to the little boy.
Yeah, she's gone grey in colour.
Yeah, she has.
To the old girl.
Strange.
The young girl.
The
She's
young
gone
girl.
grey, and she's got a huge scar across her face now,
Yeah.
but she's looking good.
But I think since the Talalas have been visiting us, we haven't had the sticks here at all.
Solana's been permanent.
Well, I think ever since the
Timber.
Matimbas and the Majingolans had a go, even we struggling to see the sticks. We only see them on the odd occasion where we were seeing them daily.
Yeah.
We've seen them sparsely now. I mean, we see them maybe once a week if we're lucky, and always to the south. I think they're sticking to the boys.
There's like a grey area between the two now.
Staying with the
there's a
Mapofos.
grey area.
Majingolans.
The Majingis.
Yeah.
And I think the Chalalas are moving in that grey area at the moment. You look at Bibi and the
Well,
four Imanyang,
yeah, they've
four
definitely
young
been
ones.
here so much.
Pretty much they're going all the way east. I mean, this is the furthest they've gone east, all the way to Nkoro now, and all the way back again, straight towards Safari,
Wow.
Elephant Plains, and back again. And they're just moving this in this little
That
belt.
belt.
It's like a little
Corridor,
belt
yeah.
in that town.
So how many cubs have the sticks got altogether now then?
Six
It is
total.
still 6.
Six
Okay.
total.
And then the Unkahumas, you guys don't really see them.
What's those females?
Yeah.
Well, we don't see them at all now because
Yeah.
they're up in the north of the
But I heard
Timbers.
something about them mating in the timbers or something. So
I also heard. apparently
But then
there's
that would
a
mean
big
that-
male.
But that would mean that the Matimbas killed the cubs.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm sure they did.
I'm sure they did. by
But
now.
someone did say that they heard about the cubs still being around, so that's why I was just trying to work out
I haven't heard.
if it's
So,
bush whispers.
I
I think
think
or-
if, that,
can't-
if that's the case, then they're doing well to hide
Yeah,
those-
Yeah.
hide those
definitely,
young ones
definitely
the
from those
timbers.
Matimbas.
Because they were small.
Yeah, they
Timbers
were.
lost an eye as well in the last few days.
Yes,
Yes,
I heard about
now I
that.
heard about that, and I was wondering because we had that buffalo kill up at Buffelshoek Dam, and it was that day after that they'd killed that buff that night, and we had that one young male, well, the one male, and he had the scar above his left eye and
Yeah.
below his left eye, and we even had some of the viewers remarking how he looked like Scar of.
But that scratch
Lion King.
didn't look that deep. It didn't look like
No,
his
but it was
eye to
new.
me was actually his eye was still working.
His eye was fine, but
Mm.
that was quite a. There was a, well, I don't know. There was the gash on both sides, and the second day it was starting to get a little bit swollen. Probably more bruising than
I don't
anything
know,
else.
because when I saw it, I really didn't. I just passed it off as it just looked like a surface flesh wound. I really
So
didn't
maybe
think it
that
was-
started it, and maybe
Yeah.
because that was already
Maybe it got
infected or
infected,
something,
yeah.
and then when they were on a kill or something, maybe he didn't see a paw coming, or maybe he didn't see something else coming. If it was already, if it's that one, I haven't seen them at
Maybe
him.
it's a motley crew, the one with the awful face.
Oh yes,
One with one eye.
No tail.
with a
No
tail
tail.
tip. Yeah, tail tip missing.
Motley crew.
Need to rename them.
They're battle axes.
We
But it
saw
would-
some new males today as well, some type males. Four of them.
Oh,
Maybe
really?
not once before, but sure, big
Nice-
lions.
nice
They're
lions,
very,
yeah.
very big boys. They're going to be quite a handful.
I wonder if they weren't when two of the lions that we saw on those were cut down ones couldn't have been them. It was before the Matimbas arrived.
It could be.
Could be
These
that
guys,
one,
but these
yeah.
guys they're quite young. There's two that are a little bit older. One's got quite a big mane, and then the two younger ones that hardly have a mane, but they are seriously
They're
big
big
boys.
lions,
They have
yeah.
big
Big
heads and
bodies.
big necks.
I'm sure that could have been. If anybody
They did-
remembers, there was a time on Gary Cut Line, there was a cut line on the fire break coming through that drainage line on the dip. Feels like I've got an insect in my ear. Anyways,
That'll be the bats.
Hmm?
Nothing.
pardon?
Carry on.
Distracted me now.
Mm-hmm.
We're letting the fire burn out.
We are.
How are we going to cook
Is it
dinner?
starting to get quite chilly now?
It is getting quite chilly
There
now.
go my bats. See, I
There
told
your
you,
bats,
it's the
I know.
bats. Can you
They
not
just
hear
came
them?
out. I can hear them.
Yeah.
Just flown out of FC. The ones that
Drive
Dri-
me batty. Yeah.
drive. You were Betty already. They just
Oh,
drive you.
yeah.
through
They
the-
just definitely drive me even further. Yes. But anyway, I think we're going to have to start saying goodbye.
I think.
But thank you very much for joining us. Actually, if we can just say, because I think some viewers missed where you guys were from. So Ryan from Arathusa, then we have Cedric from Nkoro, and Tristan on the end there from Chitwa Chitwa. So quite a diverse.
That covers the northern Sabi sands. I
Yes,
think we could
very much
probably
so.
do with maybe some input from Elephant Plains, perhaps. Look at these bats. They're having fun here.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are picking them up on the camera there.
No,
See the increase in insects
wow.
at night,
Choo,
you know.
choo, choo.
Yo.
I know, but I'm watching.
Tonight.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
watched the
Yeah.
moths emerging out of the leaf litter.
Yeah. You can see them now when you're driving in the lights. It's now starting to happen when you get the open up in the eye.
And the golden orbs have hatched, and the garden orbs have
Yeah.
hatched, and they,
I saw your first garden. I remember last year you and I saw that garden orb together.
yeah.
You showed me. I saw them this year.
You see one already?
Yeah,
See them?
Oh.
little one. Yeah.
They're out and starting.
they're
So
out.
yeah, life is bursting out. Tomorrow we're going to look at flowers. We're going to look at what else we can find that is so spring, because from next week we're not going to be here, and we're going to miss a nice little patch of blooming and growing. And well, I'll take photos in the Timbavati because we will still have it there. But Thanks, guys.
Thank
There's
you.
probably 1,001 questions we can all ask. We'll just have to do this again and make it more of a regular. Just to sit down and say what's happening on your part of the world, your part of the world, and your part of the world, and that covers pretty much what the boundaries around us. And when all of our animals disappear and they go across our boundaries, we get these questions on drive. What happened to so-and-so? And we always have to say, I don't know, I haven't spoken to anybody. So it's nice hearing from your perspective where these animals are gone and what their lives are like.
Maybe answering a few questions of what happened with Muffinyan as well, I think. Because obviously that people start asking us and we're like, we just heard it through the bushfire. You know,
Yeah, things like that. Those are important events, and so many of our viewers, as you know, follow these cats.
Yeah.
But also, just on a closing note, as far as the lion are concerned, it might be nice that if the Matimbas are sticking around, we might actually get cubs that will survive in the northern.
That'd be
Good chance if all 6 stay together.
It will be.
They can defend this area. I don't think any lions will challenge them.
Be a good chance to get population growing and get cubs for a change that will see through to their 3rd or 4th year. World Rhino Day. Think about it. Think about how rhino are being slaughtered by their hundreds. It's just wrong. It's just how can we be humans and do this? It's wrong. I'm sorry. I'm flabbergasted. Thanks for coming. Thanks for your input.
Bids
See.
will be opening just after drive or just after Fireside Chat, should I say?
Bids.
Yes.
T-shirts.
Yes.
These guys didn't see the T-shirts.
They can
We
have a
saw
look
the
through them.
t-shirts,
Yes.
Oh, you saw them. Oh, you were here already. All right.
So yes, they help raise awareness and help raise money. And you can do
Next
that
time
straight
we're here,
after
we'll all
Fireside Chat.
have the table. We'll all be doing the T-shirts live on Fireside Chat.
Considering how long it took us today, I don't think so. You need a
Okay,
whole,
that's
whole
true.
afternoon.
That's true. Stop.
Yeah, stop, yes, definitely. You don't want to know how long it took us to do these.
See you for morning game drive. My name is Mark. That's Tristan, Cedric, Ryan,
I've forgotten.
and she's forgotten, but I'll remind her is Tara. Seb's been on camera, and believe it or not, we've had a director in the back there. It's Alex. Alex has been on.
Alex!
Hi, Alex.
You gonna come out and say hello?
Tara.
Alex!
Alex.
Alex!
Alex.
Alex!
Alex.
No, that's all I got in my ear. No.
No. Okay.
He's very,
but also,
very busy right now.
thanks to Jess and Nick
We
and
tried.
Shan for helping with the fire and the chairs and
definitely.
setting it up as well. Thanks
And-
to Jessie for a star performance and
Yes.
a cameo appearance.
Definitely. And just the staff at Voyatella as well for coming up with the idea. It was actually Nikki came up with the idea for the t-shirt.
Indeed.
So thanks, Nikki.
Yes.
Good one.
Yeah, we had fun.
Yes.
Still got paint on my fingers. I want to
Yes.
do more.
So before we get smoked out, I think we are going to have to say goodbye. But thanks, guys, and we'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Bye.
Goodbye.